Shalom, shalom, Israel. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, wa Malak Yahweh Shai. Today I'm going to be doing a video on this book of the law, shall not depart out of thy mouth, right? The Bible is not a book of religion, it's a book of laws, right? Statutes and commandments. We'll start off with Joshua 1 and 8. And it reads, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night." Right? So this Bible is a book of laws, statutes, and commandments. And the Most High said that thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Right? It says that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So we have to meditate in this Bible day and night and observe and do everything that is written in these law, statutes, and commandments. Right? He says, "For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success." So to make your way prosperous, right, you have to meditate in these scriptures day and night, and observe and do all the law, statutes, and commandments that's written therein, right? Because if not, your ways will not be prosperous. And when you go into Deuteronomy chapter 28, you know, if you're doing the opposite of what it says here, to meditate therein day and night, then you'll be under the curse, which is in Deuteronomy 28. None of your ways are going to prosper. No matter what you do, it ain't going to work, right? Because the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28 and 15, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." Right? So he said, if you don't hearken unto the voice of the Most High, if you don't listen to his voice, and you don't observe and do all these law, statutes, and commandments as it is written in Joshua 1 and 8, then all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. Right? When you go into Deuteronomy 28 and 29, it says, "And thou shalt grope at noon. Thou shalt grope at noondays as the blind gropeth in darkness." Right? "And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways." Right? So you're gonna be like a blind man out here, right? Because you're not walking in these law, statutes, commandments. You ain't gonna know which way to go. Right? You're gonna be like a blind man, and you're gonna get taken to and fro through all these different doctrines and false religions that's gonna lead you astray. And ain't no way you're gonna make it to the kingdom of heaven. That's why he said, "And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways." Right? Anything you do, you're not going to prosper in it. Right? And you try to start a business, whatever it is that you're trying to do, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to happen, because the Most High, he ain't blessed you, because you didn't obey his voice, and you did not observe to do all the law, statutes, and commandments that he commanded you. Right? He said, "And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee." So you're only going to be oppressed, right? In everything that you do, just like we're being oppressed today by all these other nations, right? And these other nations come here, and they start businesses and whatever the case may be, and they prosper in their ways, right? But the Most High is punishing us for not obeying his law, statutes, and commandments, right? Let me go to the book of Psalms, chapter 1. Book of Psalms, chapter 1, and verse 1 through 3. And it reads, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." Right? So he said, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Right? You're not walking in the ways of all the ungodly men, the ones that don't want to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. "Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sinneth in the seat of the scornful." Right? You're not walking in the ways of these sinners, and you're not being sitting in the seat of the scornful. Right? It says, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord." Right? But your delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. Right? So you're gonna have delight in these laws. Right? You're gonna love to obey and read these law, statutes, and commandments and apply them. Right? He said, and you're gonna meditate therein day and night. Right? And it shall be, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, right? You'll be like a tree that's planted by rivers of water, right? When a tree is planted by much water, by rivers of water, what happens to that tree? It sprouts, it grows, right? It brings forth fruit and nothing but goodness, right? But if you plant a tree in dry ground where there's no water, that tree is not going to grow. It's going to dry out and die, right? It says, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper, right? So whatever you do, it's going to prosper. If you're abiding and you're following and obeying and doing these law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, right? It says, I'll read verse 4. The ungodly are not so. Right, those who ain't obeying the law, statute, commandments, they're not like this man who's obeying the law, statute, commandments. That's like a tree planted by water. He said, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Right. So he said they're like a chaff that the wind driveth away, like those leaves that fall from the tree and they just get blown away with the wind. Right. Let me get Psalms 119. Psalms 119. And 97. And it reads, Oh how love I thy law. It is my meditation all the day. Right? So you're supposed to love these laws and meditate in them all day. Right? 119 and verse 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers, right? For thy testimonies are my meditation. I understand more than the ancients, because I have kept thy precepts, right? He said we have more understanding than the ancients, right? Because we keep the precepts, right? Like a lot of our ancestors back then, they didn't keep the law, statute, commandments, right? They were breaking them, right? But we have more understanding than they, because we're applying these law, statute, commandments. We're doing these law, statute, commandments, right? We're doing what the Most High God said, right? It says, I have refrained my feet from every evil way. That I may keep thy word, right? So we keep our feet from going to and fro, walking in these different doctrines, right? Walking in evil, walking in wickedness, right? We stand rooted and grounded in the Most High God, in these law, statutes, and commandments, right? We refrain our feet from going into evil ways, right? It says, I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me, right? We haven't departed from the Most High's judgment, because the Most High, he sups with us. He has taught us, right? How sweet are thy words unto my taste, right? These words, this is spiritual food that we eating up, right? These law, statutes, commandments. He said, how sweet are thy words unto my taste. Yes, sweeter than honey to my mouth, right? Because these law, statutes, commandments, they're perfect, right? When you eat this up and you digest and you understand what's really going on, right? It's a wonderful, it's an amazing thing, right? It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So through these precepts we get understanding. That's why the Most High God said, read precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, right? Because through thy precepts we get understanding of the scriptures, right? You're not supposed to read it like a novel. There's a lot of hidden messages and mysteries in this Bible, and the only way you're going to get that is by reading precept on precept, right? It says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet, right? These words, the Most High's words, these law, statute, commandments, they're like a lamp unto our feet. So if you're in a dark cave, right, you can't see nothing. But if you're abiding in these law, statute, commandments, it says the words are like a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path, right? So you walking in righteousness, right? You're no longer in darkness. You have light upon your feet, and you can see your path through the light. You know which way you're going. You're going to the way of righteousness, right? You're not going to be walking amongst the sinners and the scornful. Genesis 24 and 63. Genesis chapter 24 and verse 63. And it reads, and this is going into our forefather Isaac, right? Because he meditated in the word, right? And it says Genesis 24:63, and Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, right? So Isaac will go out and meditate, right? What will he meditate on? On the word, right? On the law, statute, commandments of the Most High God, right? That's it. That's what I wanted to get on that. But this is going into when Isaac went out to the field to meditate, and he saw the camels coming with Rebekah when they were bringing his wife to him. Right. Let me get Psalms 49 and 3. Psalms 49 and verse 3. And it reads, my mouth shall speak wisdom, right? And the meditation of my heart, right? The meditation of my heart shall be understanding, right? So when I speak, I'm going to speak wisdom because I've been meditating in these law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, right? Revelations 22 and 14. The last book of the Bible, the last page. Revelation 22 and 14. And it reads, blessed are they that do his commandments, right? That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city. So he said, blessed are they that do his commandments. He didn't say blessed are they who don't keep his commandments. He said, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, right? So you want to have right to the tree of life. You want to have right to get into the kingdom. And by keeping these commandments, you have a chance of getting into the kingdom, right? That's why he say, blessed are they who do his commandments. Not blessed are they who just hear them and don't do them, right? You have to have faith and works. They go hand in hand, right? It says, for without are dogs, right? So if you're without this law, if you're not walking these law, statute, commandment, he said, for without are dogs. You're like a dog. And sorcerers, right? And whoremongers, right? Because why? Because you're whoremongering and you're worshiping false idols, right? You're committing spiritual fornication against the Most High God, right? And murderers, right? You're considered like a murderer. Why? Because you're not in these laws. You're not doing these laws, and the laws say, don't hate your brother in thine heart, right? If you hate your brother, right, you're a murderer, right? You're committing spiritual murder, right? You can't make it into the kingdom if you're a murderer. And idolaters, right? Worshiping false images, false gods, and things of that nature, right? We ain't supposed to be doing those things. And whosoever loveth maketh a lie, right? And whosoever loveth it maketh a lie, right? The Most High, he hates liars, right? The Most High ain't dealing with those things. So, we have to keep this law. This Bible is not a book of religion. It's not a book of Christianity. It's not a book of Catholicism, of none of these religions, these people of damn, Slakia, what's it called? Jehovah's Witness. It ain't a book of that. It's a book of law, statutes, and commandments to and for the children of Israel. Right? It's not for no one else. That's why the Most High is in Proverbs 6 and 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yet 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue. So the Most High hates liars. A heart that devises wicked imaginations. right? So if you're thinking of wicked things in your mind, you have a wicked imagination, which you will have if you're not doing these law, statutes, commandments, right? You're going to be having a wicked imagination. It said, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among brethren, right? The Most High ain't dealing with those things. He hates those things. But Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until the next video, bid you shalom.